Part 2. How CBE is different from traditional system of education. Hello, welcome to Part 2. In this topic, we will understand the comparison between the traditional education system and the competency-based education system. There are 8 parameters on the basis of which we will understand the difference between the two systems. These are outcomes, mindset, culture, support system, pedagogy, assessment, proficiency standards, and advancement. Let's discuss them one by one. Outcomes. How do the academic or learning outcomes differ across these two systems? The traditional system is focused on a narrow range of academic outcomes where remembering and understanding, that is, low-order thinking skills as per Bloom's taxonomy, along with comprehension of content and memorization are considered significant. The outcomes in competency-based education system are more broad and holistic. They include deep understanding of academic concepts along with the demonstration of skills through application. For example, CBE put emphasis on building lifelong learning skills, such as 21st century skills like communication, collaboration, and others. Mindset. Is mindset of educators and learners different in the two systems? Traditional education is based on a fixed mindset. It is practiced to identify achievers and underachievers in class based on ranks and marks. But competency-based system is based on a growth-oriented mindset. It takes responsibility of all the students in mastering learning outcomes. It is more responsive and commits to continuous improvement and performance. Culture. Now let's look at how the two education systems are different based on the culture they practice. Where traditional system focuses on compliance and order in school culture, the competency-based system believes in empowering and nurturing an inclusive culture of learning. In other words, the traditional system follows a procedural, rigid, and rule-bound approach, but competency-based system values student agency and participative approach. Support system. How are support mechanisms in place for the two systems? The traditional system has a need-based support system. In this, students are helped if they are found to be significantly above or below the performance norm or grade level expectations, like special education for intellectually challenged students or gifted and talented students. In contrast, the competency-based system is designed to offer differentiated instruction and timely support to all the students. It offers flexi-time and additional support to students irrespective of their performance below or above the norms. Pedagogy. Another distinguishing feature between the two systems is the pedagogy that they follow. The traditional system delivers a single curriculum to all the students based on their age, whereas the competency system is based on the principles of learning sciences. Learning sciences is an interdisciplinary field focusing on understanding the educational contexts and strategies that promote learning, relying on insights from fields such as cognitive science and psychology about how students learn and develop understanding around concepts. For example, in CBE, classroom instruction integrates the research from how students learn and process information and what kinds of learning environments support effective learning. Assessment. The purpose and type of assessment differs across the traditional and competency-based education system. Assessment in traditional system is based on assessment of learning. The assessment is summative in nature and checks what students know. It is a one-size-fits-all approach. In a competency-based system, assessment focuses on assessment as learning and assessment for learning. The assessment is formative, ongoing, diagnostic, and aligned to learning outcomes. It demonstrates the transfer of knowledge and skills. It is aligned to a student's learning pathway rather than the one-size-fits-all approach. Proficiency Standards. Let us compare the two systems on the parameter of proficiency standards. The traditional system has different standards with which educators and schools determine the proficiency level of students. The term proficiency or mastery has different meanings for different people in the traditional system. Some define proficiency as 80%. Some describe it as advanced. Others use the term proficiency but have not yet defined it. In contrast, the competency system is consistent and reliable in defining mastery or proficiency. It gives a clear definition of student proficiency. It assesses performance for all students against the same standards. Rubrics clearly indicates the achievement criteria for evaluating student performance. Advancement. The last parameter is advancement. In the traditional system, the students are advanced to the next grade level after a year, regardless of what they have actually learned. But in a competency-based system, student advancement is not time-based. It rests on the attainment of learning expectations and demonstrating mastery of learned skills. Summary. Let us summarize the comparison points of traditional education system and competency-based education system. Based on outcomes, the traditional education system focuses on memorization and understanding of academic content, whereas competency-based education system focuses on the demonstration of learned knowledge and skills. The traditional education system is based on a fixed mindset ideology, whereas a competency-based education system is based on a growth mindset ideology. The traditional system believes in encouraging the culture of compliance, but CBE encourages the culture of empowerment. The support system in the traditional system is need-based for a few students, whereas it is a differentiated instruction support system for all the students in CBE. When compared on pedagogy, the traditional education system has a single curriculum for all students, whereas CBE offers individual learning pathways for each student. The traditional education system has a one-size-fits-all approach to assessment, whereas CBE has a personalized learning approach for assessments. The proficiency standards have different meanings for different people in the traditional system, but there is a consistent meaning of proficiency standards for everyone in the competency-based system. Lastly, the advancement in the traditional education system is time-based, whereas in CBE it is learning-based. Great! You have completed the topic of how CBE is different from traditional system of education. In the next topic, we will be talking about why competency-based education. Till then, goodbye.